Hello and welcome to today's historic best of 3 deck tech and gameplay video on Gruul Cascade. Gruul Cascade is an aggressive combo deck that is not necessarily... It's not gonna kill your opponent in one turn, but it wants to do a really kind of cute aggressive combo. Mainly, you want to cascade into a Crashing Footfalls. We'll go over Crashing Footfalls first. Crashing Footfalls is a free spell with Suspend 4 for 1 green that will eventually summon 2 4/4 green Rhino creature tokens. Now, what the deck wants to do, because this spell is considered from a rule standpoint free, we want to cheat into it with cards that have the Cascade ability. Functionally, when you cast this spell, look at the top cards until you hit a spell with a cost less than it, cast that spell for free. So the whole trick or the gimmick of the deck is wanting to cascade always into a Crashing Footfalls. So a weird instant speed 3 mana buff thing also comes attached to 2 4/4 bodies. And also, now that I think about it, there are times where you won't be able to do the cute thing with Crashing Footfalls and cast it for free. If push comes to shove, you can always just play the card for the suspend cost and eventually get some rhinos. But again, that's not what the deck wants to do. And in case you haven't played with Cascade, that's the reason why we have Bloodbraid Elf and Throes of Chaos. These are both Cascade cards that can also have whatever value, but really they're just Cascade cards. At their core, the trick is that you can cascade into another Cascade card, which will, in theory, get you again to a Crashing Footfalls, provided you have one left. So, for example, you can Bloodbraid Elf on turn 4, have a 3/2 hasty body. It will also cast the Violent Outburst or the Crashing Footfalls. It can hit, it depends on what it hits first, but this is its ideal circumstance. You can say cast a 4-drop Cascade spell into a 3-drop into the Crashing Footfalls. And that is functionally what the deck wants to do, is have a pretty early turn, 3, maybe 4, where you're summoning, say, a couple 8/8s for free, maybe with a 3/2 attached. Now, that is the core of the deck. All of these weird-looking cards, they are weird, but they're here for a particular point or purpose. In order to be able to have any sort of interaction, your interaction cannot be a spell that would be hit by the Cascade. Again, we'll use the Bloodbraid example, because Cascade only looks for cards that are of lesser value for the next spell. Everything here, even these dual cards, are all 4 mana or higher, so it won't hit the Cascade spell. Example, Struggle, because it's I think they're called split cards. I don't remember the name for these things, but because it has a 3-cost spell and a 2-cost spell, overall, from a rule standpoint, it's considered a 5-cost and therefore won't be hit by your Cascades, but still gives you some forms of interaction in between the pop-off, funny-looking, cool turns that a deck like this desperately needs. Otherwise, it'll just fold to a non-zero amount of pressure. So Struggle, Thrash are both ways that you can sort of get some removal out of it. Of course, if the other side of the card for both cases you can also get use out of them. Again, we're just looking for interaction spells that we can use. Mouth to Feed is a body and a card draw. Twin Shot Sniper is a fine uncommon that we can channel early on. Again, removal, interaction, so we don't die. Greater Tanuki is a ramp spell, or just an okay big dude to top out the list. Kalga and Yadaro can be either Again, another big dude to apply pressure in the late game, or if you need early on, you need some interaction, you can always do the 4-mana discard naturalized thing. Land base, pretty self-explanatory. Actually, not the most self-explanatory. I caught myself going into autopilot. Stomping Grounds are always here because these are just the shock lands are the best lands in the format, and you should always run them. But because this is a aggressive combo deck that isn't really capable of doing anything of particular note before turn 3, i.e. Violent Outburst, we're able to run kind of weirder utility lands. The reason why we are running these utility lands is because we are already, again, waiting to turn 3 to do our cool thing. We can afford to take a couple turns off to get some card value, potentially, or have an okay creature land, or just whatever additional value a particular land might have. Also have some channel lands, again, interaction in the land base, especially in a deck like this that's pretty lean. We take interaction where we can get it. Sideboard, somewhat self-explanatory. Again, if you keep in mind the whole, we don't want to cascade into our sideboard cards, because even post-sideboard, the deck is still wants to do the cool, cute thing. So that I hope that explains some of the high cost. Storm's Wrath is a sweeper that is 4 cost or above, and therefore won't get hit by Cascade, which is, again, the through line here. Fade from History is artifact interaction spells that, again, won't get hit by Cascade. Quakebringer, turning off opposing life gain. Oakhame Adversary. This is the weirdest one. This is, again, a 4-drop creature that you bring in against the green-based devotion decks that are super popular in the format, and is just a way to sort of try and slow those decks down, because those decks can kind of run over you because they're doing an equally cute thing, they're just doing a better cute thing. Chandra Awakened Inferno against counterspell heavy control matchups. You can also bring it in as a sweeper if you need to. Trumpeting Carnosaur, much in the realm of the Greater Tanuki or Kogla and Yadaro. It is both a interaction spell for its discard ability at the bottom, can also just be a big beater if you need it to be, but this is effectively a way to bring in more targeted removal in the sideboard. A single Scavenger Ground, so we have a somewhat efficient way to answer opposing graveyard decks, though they're kind of rare. And that was this very, very long-winded particular deck tech. I apologize for these. I do try and keep them pretty short, but if you've, and I know I say this a lot, but there's a real chance that if you started playing Magic sometime in the last, 5 years, honestly, probably even 10, and you don't play Commander, and even if you do play Commander, there's a real chance that you've never seen Cascade. And to be honest, I before these cards came out on Arena, I had personally never played with Cascade. I just knew of the mechanic because I pay kind of baby bits of attention to other formats. So I felt as though the deck tech required a somewhat explanation for Cascade if you've never played it. And let's be honest, if you have played Cascade, you already know. But that's it weirdly, in moments like that, longer deck techs kind of aren't for you, but not in a mean way. But anywho, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future. Or if you have questions like, I don't have X, what about Y, or other generally nice comments, go ahead and leave them down below and I'll respond to what I see. Now we'll finally go on to game number 1. And game number 1 with our little Gruul Cascade list, and this is a 1-lander, so we're going to throw it back. This is fine. We can always throw back the Crashing Footfalls. Fingers crossed we'll draw a land, in the next couple of turns and be able to cast the Outburst on turn 3 and do the cute thing that we want to do. Creature land first, since we can always, in theory, cycle the Sheltered Thicket away. green-based devotion. Honestly, this works fine. This is kind of what I was talking about, where we're not really doing that much on the early turns of any particular given game. So you can afford to run... Pardon? Okay, I was clearly wrong. Firstly, please forgive my shit-talking. I don't see this card often, but it's like a non-zero amount of times over the last like couple of months. And I love that people are trying shit. In the meantime, do the cute thing. There's an argument to be made that I didn't think about it. I was so excited to like that we had, you know, the cute thing in the first recording that it might have been smarter to wait until they're in step to do it. It is smarter. There's no might about it. It would have been smarter. I just got silly and goofy and made a bad play. But that is one of those things where if you think about a Violent Outburst as a 3-mana 8/8 with flash, it's pretty goddamn good. Maybe it is. Because you don't run Pelukrinos in anything but a green devotion list. So, we're going to attack. He takes a block, we take some of our awkward removal spells and give them a moment to shine. It does stink to, like, you know, lose one of the rhinos, but we're doing the thing. And weirdly, the more he removes my stuff, the less odds of this, or the lower the odds of this Defense of the Heart is going to do anything. We like that. Would have loved to draw a land. I think we're actually going to channel the Tanuki here. We actually want to find the 4th land so we can Blood Braid next turn. Yeah, we'll go ahead and attack the Kiora. Really just eat... Well, that's fine. Not a whole lot of harm in just eating the damage. How much money do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 6 if they untap with Kiora. Plays a land, 7. Oh, wow, how expensive is Storm the Festival?
The ocean surges, life thrives.
Okay, maybe they're not. I was gonna do the cute Bloodbraid Elf thing, but I'm not so dumb that I'm just gonna let a Prismatic Bridge exist. That gets the hell out of here. One of the perks of Koglo and Yadaro, on top of the sometimes a naturalize and sometimes a big scary dude, is that it does go back into the deck, so it's not like you're losing access to it. Go ahead and get rid of Kiara, because I don't think they're... Kiora, sorry. Kiara. Fucking VTuber brain rot. And then maybe they are still like a Selesnya, air quotes. What's the word? Devotion deck, maybe? The deck is very odd. It's interesting, but odd. Got pretty lucky. I think, honestly, we're at the stage that we're just going to go face. They're going to have Defense of the Heart on, but we can't not be aggressive. So now we just need to try and go face. We have a couple of twin-shot snipers, so we're sitting on 4 damage in hand. I don't know what they're going to get, though. Oh, I would love it to be something goofy like... I was going to say, like, Progenitus, but Avacyn's up there. Oh, okay, then it's over. Okay, that weird lock is the game done. That's fine. They're doing... Honestly? I was going to say they're doing cute things, but I'm also doing cute things. Now that I know, because I thought they were like just an interestingly flavored like Selesnya devotion list thing. I think they're just like a cute deck. So now I know to just ignore everything they're doing and just go face. Do we throw it back? No. I want to so bad. But we're down a game. I think we can win this. I don't want to just like throw it away if I don't have to. Okay, if we don't draw another land, I'm going to be very upsetty spaghetti, if we're being entirely honest. Because this whole bit kind of revolves around hitting that third land. But if we do, we're kind of cooking. Yep, and now we know to leave this thing alone. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, this is another one of those, like, if you don't draw lands, you lose in Magic sometimes. If I miss one more land drop, I will scoop. But I'm going to keep the game, because we did show the deck doing the cute thing, and also showed the other end of it. Sometimes you just absolutely spin your wheels and do nothing. And that's, like, fine. Oh, Cascading Cat. Yeah, okay, so they're just some weird, goofy 5-color list. And it doesn't matter, because we didn't draw lands. And that's fine. We're going to keep this in, because again, like we said, we showed both the cute thing and the far on one end of the scale, and on the other end of the scale, we showed when the deck doesn't do anything at all and just kind of shits the bed. Which is fine. Now, on to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little Gruul Cascade list. And we play first because we have a brain. 3 lands. Don't have a violent outburst, but it's like good enough. Maybe get lucky since we're probably going to play the... We're almost certainly going to play the commercial district on turn 2. Give us a surveil land, or a surveil hit, maybe look for one. That's fine. We're okay to throw away the Throes of Chaos just because of the retraceability. Go ahead and cast the Crashing Footfalls because we're not... Pardon? Okay, that's gonna suck when he eats up my only land. Or maybe our opponent hovering over the Bloodbraid. They might... Yeah, I would get rid of the land. The rest of my stuff requires the land, my guy. I mean, okay. Yeah, my money is on the land drop. In a deck that very much so needs it. Pardon the phone. Wow, opponent is really in the tank. And he gets... Okay, that's... Okay. That's fine, I guess. Let's see, that is not a land. We're gonna Mystic Peak, but not untapped. We have 2 twin shot snipers. I don't think we need to throw away life if we don't need to. Still maintains the option to like instant speed react to most of like the cool life gainy hits. Okay, that is a land. I should have been more particular in what I asked for. I can't complain. That is technically what I asked for. That's on me for not specifying. Same game plan as last time, although now we actually hold up a struggle open if we need to. Another Soul Warden. Gonna play like, yeah, if they play like an Ajani Pride Maid or something. Huh. Yeah, might as well. Oh, that's not what I pressed. I didn't press. I meant to do twin shot, but okay. Both of those work well enough. And they're tapped. Nothing else to do. Play a Bloodbraid Elf. And try and do the cute thing once again. One of those a 4/3 or a 4-mana 3/2 with haste with 2 8/8s that come on the back end. Pretty good. Pretty good. Now they're the two most removal heavy colors, so there's a real opportunity for none of this to stick, and our board just gets wiped. But it'd be a little odd to have sweepers in the main board. If you remove a dude, that's fine. I assume I'm going to borrow time a token, so I just don't get it back, which is actually fine. Blocker. That's fine. Give me more rhinos, please. Honestly, we're actually going to Throes of Chaos, and with Retrace, we're going to get rid of the excess land drop we don't really need. Gonna say if we just get the Crashing Footfalls, that's fine, but we could also have used the damage buff from the outburst to also apply pressure. We're also sitting on a twin shot sniper, and now we're in a good spot. We have damage to either remove a thing or to remove our opponent. If we draw a land, we can always Throes of Chaos into another cool hit, and if we draw any other non-land card, it's all gas. They appear to be life gainy. We're going to bring in the Quakebringer. There's an argument to be made to bring in some Storm's Wrath, but I don't know if we need to right now. Maybe a Mouth to Feed can go. And honestly, a Tanuki can go. It's a little slow for even... Though our opponent's deck didn't do like a whole hell of a lot in that first game, that might have just been draw dependent, because I'd be very surprised if they don't have some of those Soul Sister All-Star cards that I talked about briefly. Yeah. Kinda stinks to have a Footfall in the opening hand, but it's good enough that we'll take it. In that case, paying 2... If we're going to have the Footfalls in our opening hand, at least we can cast the thing on turn 1 and get the suspend counters a-rolling. We will do the Beseiju. I prefer to have the strategic flexibility of a twin-shot sniper. Now, I'm not going to shoot him face with him in the dome or whatever. That would be actually irresponsible. Don't. Again, love that. This is one, and this is how, like in the first game, we showed both the deck doing the cute thing and when you don't draw anything, like, you know, don't draw lands. And those are also equal parts of it, but you also can play this really weird kind of Gruul, mid-rangey, I would call kitchen table level thing. You know, I am going to get rid of his blocker. But yeah, you can play some weird kitchen table level Gruul, mid-rangey thing if you feel like you need to. Commercial District, we don't need another land. I am going to play the Mouth. They don't have any, like, Soul Sisters to where even if they do play... I mean, they could play Soul Sister and a thing. But I don't think they're as nearly as life gain focused as I thought they were. I think the Soul Sisters is just, like, a nice addition for them. I think I was... Oh, what's the word? I put too much stock in that. In the meantime, Rhinos. Don't really have a whole lot else to do, so we'll do a Quakebringer. Okay, the deck is... the deck is also weird, but like an interesting weird. Not like in the pejorative sense of the word. We are in some trouble. Math is for blockers. Does our opponent double block? They do. So in that case, I think I'm actually going to struggle down one of these. Why did they change the UI like that? That's so odd. But yeah, this lets one of our rhinos trade favorably. I think that's more important right now. Honestly, just keep open the sniper for removal if we feel like we need it. Or they can run Platinum Angels. That's also an option. It's a very, very odd one, but okay. That's okay. Well, I mean, I have to be honest. I didn't have an answer for 2 back-to-back Platinum Angel-esque effects. We're just going to go face. Please block. Please be dumb and block. I'll take it. That's one of those. You never block with that Platinum Angel. I will happily throw a Rhino under the bus to, like, be able to win the game. What is with... Okay. Avacyn is one of those cute cards. Hang on. How does this math play out? I could activate this. Turns into a 3/4. 12 plus 3 is 15. 15. 16, 17 from the ridge line. 17. So blocks, what, a 6 and a 4. This is so fucking odd. We die to a lot. Honestly, we kind of just die on board. So you know what? Yeah, just... This is one of those weird moments where the twin shot sniper having reach is actually gonna, like, become relevant. Yeah. Twin shot sniper gave me reach and a dude to go over the face. And we might as well do the footfalls. It's not gonna matter, but while we're here. Our hope is that they don't generate enough dudes on... okay, that's fine. Run goofy shit, that's cool, that's fine. I say goofy shit, but cool. As a kitchen table magic deck, we just got out kitchen tabled. There's nothing I do here, right? That's so odd. Fine. Fine. The Quakebringer was an absolute bad decision. I made a misjudgment on what the hell their deck is. Quakebringer's out. They're bringing a lot of artifact and enchantment-based stuff, so we're going to bring in 2 Fade from Histories. For being entirely honest, all of their big goofy shit, like Avacyn's, I can't get rid of anyway. So yeah, better to just, again, try and go faster. That's so odd, like 2 Platinum Angels functionally in like a day. I've said this before in other videos, but I'll say it again here and now. Ideally, on days when I record, if at all possible, fucking, that stinks. Honestly, I'm throwing that back. It's 5-lander. That's infinitely better. On days where I record like this, ideally you will just see recording game 1, game 2, all after each other. And sometimes, you know, life happens and you gotta, like, I gotta break out recordings for a video over a couple of days. This is one of those where I'm just recording back to back to back. I cannot tell you the last time... You know what, we will pay 2 life. Play them out. I cannot tell you the last time that I've seen 2 Platinum Angels in 2 different decks in one day. Deck is bananas. We are going to Kogla and Yadaro away their wedding announcement. Bitter Blossom we don't love, but there's also the possibility they just kill themselves with a Bitter Blossom over a long enough time frame. And if he's going to start chump blocking, beautiful. We don't have our Cascade cards, so that stinks. Oh, please borrow Time token. I mean, they want to generate some dudes. The deck is very odd. Interesting, but odd. Duh. Part of me wants to play the Kogla, but I think I'm just going to play another Mouth. Especially if they have some sort of interaction, like they are displaying that they have. But again, they're the most removal heavy of the two colors in the entire game, so there's countless things they can do. I'm about to say, I would rather just trade the 1 damage from Bitter Blossom for the 3 damage to their face. If we draw nothing and have a terrible draw next turn, we can always just feed and draw a couple cards. That's fine. They haven't found any of their cool stuff. So you know what? We're gonna Kogla. Kogla, Haste and Trample, go face. They haven't done any of their cool stuff. There's an argument to be made we could have played the Outburst and did that. And that's like not... That's a fair, you know, a fair shout, if you will. But our opponent isn't doing a whole lot. We might as well start applying pressure. And again, we still maintain the Outburst. Next turn, do much the same thing all over again. That's pretty good. Alright, now we can do the cool stuff. Bloodbraid Elf into Rhinos, which is not bad. I guess we'll map token. That's not bad. I don't have a land drop, do I? I do. Does that change anything I do? I actually think I prefer to have the channel ability that the save do here. We'll keep the throws and just go face. Threatening lethal, make a block. And not to mention, even if they do block everything, they're still taking 2 damage a turn from their own Bitter Blossoms. Which is why you gotta be really careful with a card like this. Why not double block the one you can kill? Whatever. That call is theirs. Doing pretty good. Sweep would suck. I actually value the Outburst more right now. Well, hang on. I was gonna say, what are the odds of them having... Let me do 3. This will threaten lethal, but if they have a Settle the Wreckage, I don't just give away my whole board. As a person who also very much enjoys Settle the Wreckage in their white-based aggressive decks, because one-sided board sweepers are awesome. Do we have it? Do we show that the deck can win and also sometimes lose doing our weird kitchen table stuff with this deck? Looks like we've won. Do we got it? Maybe our opponent raged. But we take those. Hell yeah. You know what? We're going to assume that they've left because we probably have won the game. This has been Gruul Cascade, a fun little aggressive combo deck that is like, you know, it's a plat level list. It's like fun. It'll get you to the middle. I don't think there's enough here to like really have a really competitive deck. I don't know, because I swear there's like a green, there's like a Simic Flash card creature that like a 3/2 for 3 that also has Cascade, that it would exist in like other formats versions of like Cascade stuff. I don't know if that got added here. I don't think it did. But even without that particular card, whose name I can't remember, still a fun deck. You can have a lot of fun. You can get, you'll get to Platinum, which is all I ever want to do, really. And you can, do quests and get your daily wins and have a good time with the deck. I would still 1000% recommend it. If you're looking for like the next top tier deck, I don't think this is it, but it's functional and you'll have fun. And will I come back to it? Yeah, but we would need more Cascade cards or like really cool or interesting like free quotes spells to like cascade into, and both of those will probably take a long time before we see more of those. But when it does happen, I'll be back. Pardon the burp. And with that burp out of the way and the games, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you like my grab bag of content. I would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions, like I don't have X, what about Y, or other generally nice and or constructive comments, I'll respond to what I see. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.